Life-changing paradoxes to fall asleep to. The paradox of knowing. The more you know, the less you know. Imagine yourself drifting slowly through an endless library. The air is still and hushed, lit by a soft amber glow that seems to come from nowhere and everywhere at once. The shelves stretch on beyond the horizon, each book containing a different truth, a whisper from the universe. You reach for one with a title that intrigues you. The pages flutter open, and you begin to read, and with each line, you feel wiser. But as you continue, something odd begins to happen. You realize that every question answered births 5 more. Each truth reveals a greater mystery beneath it. It's as if knowledge is not a staircase upward, but a widening spiral into uncharted territory. The more you understand, the more you glimpse the sheer immensity of what you don't. Your confidence doesn't grow, your humility does. This is the paradox of knowing, echoing the ancient words of Socrates. I know that I know nothing. Not a statement of ignorance, but of enlightened awareness. It's a reminder that wisdom is not the accumulation of facts, but the recognition of how little we truly grasp. The deeper we go, the murkier the waters become. The brightest minds are often those most aware of their limitations. In this paradox, intelligence is not a summit we climb, but a vast sea we navigate, sometimes with certainty, sometimes adrift, but always in awe. The prediction trap. Newcomb's paradox. Now, picture yourself in a quiet room. In front of you sit 2 boxes on a simple table. One is transparent, containing a visible sum of money. The other is sealed, its contents unknown. A strange figure watches silently from the corner, the predictor. They claim to have foretold your decision with eerie accuracy, and their prediction determined what was placed in the opaque box. If they predicted you take both boxes, the hidden one is empty. If they foresaw you choosing only the sealed one, it contains something unimaginably valuable. So, what do you choose? This is Newcomb's paradox. At first, it feels like a simple decision. But the more you think, the more tangled it becomes. If the predictor is nearly infallible, then the very act of your choosing might already be preordained. Are you really deciding anything? Or are you just following the script that the predictor, or perhaps fate, already wrote? This paradox whispers to you about free will and determinism. If your choices can be predicted with precision, are they truly yours? Or are you just a passenger watching the illusion of choice unfold? Here, logic bends. The present dances with the future. And the question lingers in your mind. Are you choosing? Or are you fulfilling what was always meant to be? The self-creation paradox. The Bootstrap universe. Let your mind wander now to a different place. A futuristic lab hidden in a distant corner of time. A scientist discovers blueprints for a powerful machine tucked inside a weathered envelope, delivered mysteriously with no return address. They follow the design, build the machine, and eventually use it to travel through time. Once there, they slip the same blueprints into the past, the very ones they found. But wait, where did the blueprints originally come from? This is the Bootstrap paradox, a loop where cause and effect spin endlessly, without beginning or end. An object or idea exists not because it was created, but because it loops through time, birthing itself. The cause is the effect. The effect is the cause. It forces us to question the very architecture of time. Is it linear or circular? Can things exist without origin, without creation? In this paradox, the universe begins to feel like a Mobius strip, one seamless twist of cause, effect, and illusion. A song with no first note. A book with no first page. An existence that folds back into itself, endlessly. You begin to wonder, are you to a loop? A story retold again and again? The liar's paradox. This sentence is false. Now, consider a simple statement. This sentence is false. At first, it seems like a riddle for a child. But as you stare at it, the walls of logic begin to shake. If the sentence is true, then it must be false, because that's what it claims. But if it's false, then it's actually true. You've stepped into a loop, one that defies escape. This is the liar's paradox, a self-referential twist that breaks the rules of classical logic. It has haunted philosophers for millennia, from ancient Greece to modern mathematics. It's more than a word game, it's a mirror showing logic its own flaws. A glitch in the matrix of reason. Kurt Gödel, one of the greatest logicians of the 20th century, expanded this idea to show that even in the most rigorous systems, like mathematics, there are truths that cannot be proven. Statements that are both true and unprovable. A boundary not of knowledge, but of knowability itself. And so, with this simple sentence, the world becomes more mysterious, not less. Truth isn't binary. Reality isn't always clean. And the mind, for all its brilliance, can be tied in knots by just 6 words. The ship of time, the Theseus illusion, now sets sail with an ancient ship, a vessel that has weathered many storms. Over the years, each part of it is gradually replaced. The mast, the hull, the sails, until no original component remains. And yet, the ship continues its journey. Elsewhere, the discarded pieces have been gathered and reassembled into a second ship, identical to the first, but made of the original parts. Which one is the real ship of Theseus? This paradox touches something deeply human. It's not really about ships. It's about you. Your body replaces itself constantly. Your thoughts evolve. Your memories change. And yet, you still call yourself me. So what defines you? Is it your matter? Your form? Your story? The ship of Theseus invites you to see identity not as a fixed point, but as a process, like a flame that remains the same, even as the fuel changes. You are not a single moment, but a river of moments, flowing from past to present to future. Perhaps who you are is simply the pattern that persists. The illusion of the self. You are not who you think you are. Close your eyes now and turn inward. Where are you located? In your body? Your thoughts? Your memories? Neuroscience and meditation both reveal something disorienting. There is no single place you can point to and say, "This is me." Your cells regenerate. Your thoughts flicker. Your memories fade or shift. And yet, there's still this sense of a constant observer behind it all. But what if that observer is just another illusion? In Buddhism and certain philosophies of mind, the self is not a thing, but a process, a story the brain tells to keep itself coherent. You are not a static object, but a verb, an unfolding, a temporary dance of perceptions and sensations that somehow feels unified. This idea can be unsettling, but it can also be liberating. If you are not a fixed thing, then you are not trapped by your past. You can flow. You can change. You can dissolve into the world around you and still be whole. The self, like a shadow in the mist, vanishes when you chase it. But it doesn't need to be caught to be real. The Zen paradox. What is the sound of one hand clapping? Finally, we arrive at stillness. No more books, no more ships, no more riddles to solve. Instead, a question. What is the sound of one hand clapping? It makes no sense, and that is the point. Zen koans like this are not puzzles, they are mirrors, designed to stop the mind in its tracks. To throw a wrench into the gears of thought, so that something deeper can awaken. These questions cannot be answered by logic. They are meant to be experienced, not solved. In this silence, the mind relaxes. Not because it understands, but because it surrenders. And that, perhaps, is the deepest paradox of all, that peace comes not from knowing, but from letting go. Let go now. Let the questions dissolve. Let your thoughts fall like leaves from a quiet tree. Let yourself rest in the mystery. And gently fall asleep.